S&P Small Cap 600, these were the winners, of course. And basically, you can see the net changes here. And the list is fairly, well, there's 600 of them, so we always go to 1.00 or higher. The rest of them don't qualify. So when we take a look at that, that was the small cap part of the gains. And when you take a look at from the opposite, you can see here the negative gains here. And the list is long. I'll let it keep going, but look at the percent of the small cap decliner side of things. And look at the depth of that. And we go all the way down to 1.00, of course, which will be right here. Now, the small cap percent losers outweigh the gainers. I have just showed it to MMTs. Moving on to the S&P Mid Cap 400, we will take a look and see what the losers were here in the mid cap. So what I would like to show MMTs is the net change column. And as we go down, we can see that we're looking for how many stocks at minus 1% and higher, all the way up to the top. We can see what that list was. But hey, let's take a look at it on the other side. Look at the gainers. You had TEX in here, you had Guess in here, and this is a mid-cap 400, okay? So these were the gainers in the mid-cap 400, as you can see. And you can see that, well, they're not quite equally weighted, but you do have some good gainers and some good losers. In the S&P 500, well, that's the index that we always cover. Cleveland Cliffs leading the way. S&P 500. That's that CF. It got sold down. We love trading on this one. Netflix finally had a pop. In their raw stores, Yahoo, Amazon. You can see here where the list is as far as the positive side goes, but it only goes this far. Right there. In the net change. The thing that I will show you in the same column is to make sure that once again we go all the way back up here and we start. So Kohl's, Sears Holdings, they're always volatile, great shorts. AKS, that's a steel company, but you can see also in the S&P 500, BTU Energy is in here. What else is important? OXY, look at that one was down today. Of course, look, let's take a look at the length of the list of the red down to 1.00. It's right here. So it seems like the S&P 500 was fairly mixed, and that we had probably a fairly little bit more of a negative tone than positive tone, even though that the S&P only closed down 2.38 handles. If we run back up to that 1255, 1257 area, that's going to be a wall of resistance there. Nonetheless, those are the gainers and the losers. S&P 100, well, that's the large cap, and it's always good to know where they're at. These were your losers only here. And that's that part of it. When we take a look, though, let's take a look and see if there's some really decent stuff as far as the winning side of things. And let's take a look at the positive side. BA, Amazon, Google, Costco. This is the S&P 100. MasterCard at all-time highs. Apple's in here. So you can see the weighting here of the percent changes and who the leaders were in the S&P 100. So we covered S&P 100, 500, Mid Cap 4, and Small Cap 600 on the closing bell of 12/1 of 2000 calendar 11. And thank you very much.